everybody? Welcome to another VPN chat. Now, this was gonna be dope. This is gonna be real special, man, because we got my guy. You guys know him mainly as Curtis Cunningham from Lover's Lane, but I got actor, comedian, and now real estate realtor man. We got Mr. GL Richardson. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. I can't call it, man. Thank you for having me. How about that?
Yeah, hey, of course, man. Definitely had to chop it up with you, brother. Definitely, because it's been a while since we actually seen each other. Like we talked here and there on the phone, text or whatever. But like this is like our face to face is like it's been a long time.
Yeah, a lot has changed, man. A lot's been happening, but I'm glad to be here, man. Just willing to chop it up, just have a good time like we always do.
Yes, sir, absolutely. So, as I introduced, I say you actor, comedian, you're doing real estate now, but we'll get into the real estate. We'll save that. But I want to get into your comedy first of all. Like, how'd you get started with comedy? Like, how did you get into that form of art?
Man, to get into that was crazy because I always wanted to do it because people was like, "Oh man, you're funny. You should get up on stage." And I used to always say the same thing. If I get up on that stage and nobody laugh at me, I'm bringing bricks with me because I'm throwing bricks in the crowd. Somebody gonna laugh at something. Somebody gonna laugh at somebody being hurt, but you're not gonna laugh at me not being funny. But how it started was a cousin of mine in Pittsburgh. She was putting together this hair show and she was looking for comedians. Now, it's my first time going up. I'm living in Virginia, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go because it's a competition. So I literally rehearsed my entire comedy set driving to Pittsburgh.
Hmm.
I had to have it down to 5 minutes, so I got like my iPad sitting in the car with me, timing myself for 5 minutes. I got up there, did my thing, and everybody loved it. That night, I actually made connections and people wanted me to come back out to Pittsburgh. Funny thing is, the dude that won, he sucked at the show. And my cousin was like, man, I should have just chose you to do it. I was like, he was the town favorite, which he was, and he ain't even doing comedy no more. He bombed out.
Oh wow. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the funny part. Like he was the town favorite, and he got nothing. Like you go on his social media is blank. Like it looked like he typed dot, and that's it.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Now I have been recently interviewing comedians from here on VPN chat, also at my job with Subway Black Excellence. So I'm going to ask you this question as well. Like comedy doing the stage, I hear is like a drug, it's like an addiction. So what is it like for you when you're on the stage and you're doing your thing?
It's a drug. That's the best way to put it, man. I've never done any kind of drug. I mean, I drink a little bit, but that feeling of that high, that high is crazy because it's instant gratification. The joke works, people laugh. It's
Mm.
instant gratification, but it's like you want more of it. If it's anybody, like I have no tattoos. Somebody told me it's like getting a tattoo. Once you get your first laugh, you want more, and then you come up with more stories. And the funny thing about my stuff was it was based off of my life, literally my life. I didn't make up anything. It was literally like how I did on the set. I would
Yeah.
take stuff from the set that I would talk about and take it on stage. It was just all real life. So a lot of it that people say where it's a drug and it's addictive and it's like it's a different type of high. It
Mm.
really is. Because once you leave that stage and you have named comedians, like people that are out there working, and they're like, man, that was dope. That does something different to you. It
Mm.
changes your perspective. It's like, well, I gotta keep doing this because they such and such said, oh, I know. You might have just had a good night because you go out that next night and fold like a lawn chair.
So speaking of,
Mhm.
have you had an experience where you like were heckled or booed? And if you have, how did you handle it?
Okay, number one, never bomb.
Okay.
Never bomb.
Okay.
Never bomb. And
Talk that
anybody
talk. Talk
watching
that
this,
talk. Talk that talk.
anybody watching this know my shirts used to say pure ignorance for a reason. Y'all know better. So heckling, yeah, I got the heckling, but I always tell people your heckling is good for the area you're sitting in. I got the microphone.
Mm.
Everybody can hear me. So when it was my time to go back, oh, it wasn't cute. It was horrible because now my show is about you. And I'm a better roaster than I am a comedian. We grew up doing that, like very harshly. And it can get nasty real quick. Like I told a dude, I'm pretty sure your mom used a vibrator while she was pregnant with you. Because in order to get that much ugly, you got to shake something up. So stuff like that, yeah,
Yikes. Yikes.
yeah, yeah. And so I actually got into it with a dude that was heckling me. Like I actually knocked him out in the parking lot. Yeah. His lady had to pick him up.
Oh.
Yeah. Because he started it and he
Uh-huh.
started getting upset because my show was about him now. And
Got
his
you.
his lady was laughing at him. So he
Got you.
didn't like that. So as I'm leaving, he's walking me to my okay, sir. All right, no problem. Then we ain't gotta worry about you no more. Yeah. I'm too far from home for you to be wanting to pick a fight with me. And I don't know if you came with other people. So I'm gonna lay you out. I'm gonna get in my car. I'm gonna drive off. And as I looked in my rear view, his lady was picking him up. So
Oh
it is
wow.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
that's the consensus. Like I said, it's kind of like the consensus I'm on, like as far as how to deal with hecklers. Because I asked Carlos the same question. I just interviewed
Mm-hmm.
Kente Scott, asked him the same question.
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally y'all are saying like I'm about to make this show about you now, and
Oh yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
Kente said it's the easy night for me because I don't have to do my set. I'm just gonna just focus on you.
Really. Really. If you give me if I have a 10, 15, 20 minute set and in the last 5 to 10 minutes you decide that you want to heckle me, or everything else out the window. Because now we have to get familiar. And everybody about to know you. And you ain't gonna be able to go nowhere in the next 3 counties because everybody gonna be talking about you because of me.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
on the friendlier note, um, so I want to talk about how we first met. Well, yeah, we first met, but me and you didn't have a conversation that night. So we were at an award show, and you were the host of that award show. And backstory to that, I think we had just did we finish? I know we finished season one of Lovers Lane. I'm not sure if we did season two yet. I'm not sure. But I know we was doing Lovers Lane at the time. And I don't know if people have ever heard this story, but I always in my mind was gonna have a couple like the Cunninghams on the show. We just had to ease it in. It was like because if you see Lovers Lane, you already know what the deal is. And so I couldn't have the Cunninghams on season one. That just wasn't it just didn't make sense to like just have it like just splat like that. There you go, boom. That's what we had. So we had to kind of gradually bring the audience into that. So I think I was in the midst of writing season three. If we were doing season two already during that time, I was in the midst of writing season three, or we had written season three, whatever. Anyway, the point is, I saw you, and you was doing your thing, and I was like, yeah, that's Curtis right there. That is Curtis Cunningham on that stage. And so again, we didn't get to chop it up that night, but I definitely reached out to you and I was like, I don't even know what I said, but I just knew that I was like, I really want you to be a part of Lover's Lane. I was like, I want you to play Curtis Cunningham.
Here's how the story actually went.
Oh, okay, here we
That's
go.
how the story goes.
Correct me,
So
sir. Correct me,
no,
sir.
even that's not correct. Add a little flavor to the story. You know what I'm talking about? But met Felicia backstage,
mm-hmm.
right? Because she was a presenter
Right.
for the show, right? And what was so funny about it was I was like worn out. I was exhausted. And I told myself that this was the very last thing I was gonna do for comedy for a little while. I need a break
Mm-hmm.
because I was literally going to work. I was in the military at the time.
Right.
So I'm going to work and I'm driving to New York from Virginia, doing 20, 30-minute sets, driving right back home, getting 2 hours of sleep, and then going right back to work the next day. So this was an ongoing thing for me, just to get, my name out there and all that good stuff. And this was the last thing I was doing because Tracy asked me to do this. And me and Tracy are pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So I'm hearing Love is Lane, Love is Lane, Love is Lane, Love is Lane. And so me and Felicia got to talking. And I was like, oh, okay. And so didn't think about it that night, but because that was a weekend, that was either Friday or Saturday that the show was.
Mm-hmm.
And that very next week, that week, whether it was a Monday, Tuesday, whatever, I Googled it. And then I got on Facebook and I found you. And I was like, oh, so this is the dude. I sent the message saying, hey, love what you're doing with Love is Lane. Would love to be a part of it somehow. You hit me back and said, it's funny that you say that because I was in the crowd and I was talking to, who was you talking? Who came there with you?
It was Shay. Shatari came with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shay came
So
with me. Yeah.
that's what you said. You said that you were talking to her and saying that I would be great for the cast. And it was funny how it worked out because I thought about it. You was already thinking about it. I sent the message and we became what we became in the show.
Yes, and not saying that you're not telling the truth. I'm just about to full. I just put. I did. I did.
Pull it up.
I did.
What did it say?
I did. I'm about to look right now. I'm about to look
Who
right
reached
now.
out first? Because I know how it went.
We about to look. You have a excellent memory.
I got the memory of an elephant, brother. I'm telling you. And I guarantee you it's real close to what I said as far as what I typed.
You are 100% correct. 100%. Hey, listen.
Does this.
Look, listen. For people who know me, I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. So I was 100% wrong on that. So my story was 85% correct.
Yeah.
yes, GL reached out to me first. I'm not gonna read the message, but and I'm looking at it. Yeah, you was about 90% there. What you said. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't forget much.
Well, there you go. That's the story. GL reached out to me first.
And there you have
it. Oh man. So here we are. We got that. And so then season 3 levels. So when you got the scripts, because yeah. Because we were taking it there. Like literally, because season two, Nelson, shout out to Nelson, he was our first person that we was doing like the brief nudity stuff like that. So he was the very first person to introduce that onto the canvas. I said, all right, we're gonna do this and we're gonna take it up a few notches. And here we are, the Cunninghams. So when you got them season 3 scripts, sir, and I told you what was gonna be going down, what was your initial like? Okay, so for just for reference, for people who are listening to this, you can't see GL's faces right now, but if you're on YouTube, obviously you'll see what's going on when he starts talking. So,
when I got the script, right, it was a mixture of some emotions. One, of course, I got the scripts. All right, cool. It's go time. I got to start memorizing things. I'm ready. I started getting to the parts, those steamy situations with the felonious festivities. And once again, another set of emotions. I went from, ooh, oh, wow, to rubbing my hands like Birdman. Like this, it's going to be. So it was wild because in those scripts, Carlton was very direct with what he wanted out of the characters within this scene. I'm gonna just say that. Now, understand, imaginations started running wild between me and a certain cast member, and we came up with some things, and it played out very well on camera. If I could just say that. But yeah, at first glance with them scripts, brother, you had me like, oh, you know what it felt like? It felt like I didn't have a cold and somebody took that Vicks vapor rub little thing you stick in your nose and you get that feeling.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. He said we was doing stuff, but no, we didn't doing stuff. So all I can do is I'm already committed. So I'm like, hey, it is what it is. Let's make it happen.
No, you could have said, "Hey, bro, I don't know. I don't know about that."
I looked at it. I was like, look, this man said, hey, this is what you're gonna be doing. Let's let's make it happen. Now, did it cause some problems? He did cause some problems, you know. Oh,
Uh-oh.
oh yeah, yeah, it did. It did.
Yikes. Yikes.
Yeah. So not to say that that was the reason, you know what I'm saying, but let's just say that the person I was with, I'm no longer with that person.
Mm.
But but that was the reason. It wasn't. But yeah, it stirred up a very nice, as I would say, lovely conversation. Even though I was upfront about what was happening,
Mm.
oh, they saw it and they didn't like it. I was like,
And so,
eh.
and the person was not aware that it was actually like acting. Like it was nothing.
Well, that's the thing. See, there's a scene. There's a scene where it's so convincing, and you know what scene I'm talking about.
Yes.
It's so convincing that I had people at work asking me, "Y'all really had sex, didn't y'all?" I was like, "Ooh." And I had to point out where the biking shorts were, where the pillow was. So I
Mm.
had to really get this so focused on, which was basically what we wanted. They
Yeah.
were so focused on the act that they never saw the pieces that that literally says, no, this isn't really happening. Family members too, they were like, no, you and that girl. I'm like, I promise you we didn't.
Right.
I promise you we didn't. But
I'm.
yeah, it
We,
was.
and I've had this conversation, of course, with several actors already that have done these type of scenes.
Yeah,
I tell people all the time, these scenes, honestly, they look sexy to y'all, but they're not sexy to shoot.
it's not. It's not. Now. No, that scene was sexy though, because me and Shay was like, that seemed sexy. Because me and Shay was like, because the whole point of that scene was, of course, it was the start of the whole
Right, right, right,
the
right,
the, the, the whole thing, right?
right.
But Shay and I were like, we got to do it differently. Because, you see the regular sex positions that's normally in shows, and we was like, we gonna do it like this. And
Yeah.
that's how I got the name Mr. Fop Fop. So I told her, I said, listen, I'm going for that sound. I needed to make it sound like gunshots in the hood. I need that. And I got it. And ever since then, I've been called Mr. Fop Fop. So
Yes,
it
yes, you
worked.
definitely have that nickname. But I guess when I say they're not sexy, I guess in reference to, I know for me it's not, as far as like trying
Yeah.
to, because again you have to shoot it in a way that it does. Okay, you want to have people
Yeah.
imagining what's really happening, but you got to still shoot it in a way like, all right, they're not really having sex, and you don't want to show the stuff that's covering everybody. So you got to, and then I'm all up like this and trying to be
Yeah.
all, yeah. So for me, I know I'm like that. I don't enjoy. I mean, I write them, but I don't enjoy
Yeah.
the filming aspect of it because I'm like all up in these awkward angles trying to make sure people ain't seeing stuff.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have a problem, but I seen because you shot, I seen at a wide angle.
I
Scene was
mean
just, oh no, you
that
wasn't point. You was
no,
over
it
my
was no
shoulder at one
GL.
point.
I was in your face at
Yeah.
some point. No, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Now
You
that I remember.
was. Yeah. Yeah. So you know now, you know what's gonna happen after you air this right on YouTube or
What's
you
gonna
put
happen?
this on Facebook. Or, they're gonna ask you for that episode.
Well, go. It's still there. Go to Vimeo,
Oh, they're gonna ask you. No, 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 no. I'm talking about in the comments. You're gonna have to put up links. I promise you.
and I'm gonna say go to Vimeo. It's there, or you can always subscribe to
There
the
you go.
VPNTV.com,
There you go.
and it's
Because
there.
people are still asking me for it.
They're not, but the thing is, yeah, they haven't gone. Okay, so okay, let's go and talk about this.
Yeah.
I don't like talking about this, but here we go.
Come
So
on.
we know the Victory Productions YouTube page was deleted because
Yeah.
it got flagged.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things went into play of why the page
Yeah.
got flagged. So
Yeah.
therefore, all the stuff that you guys were used to seeing is no longer there, but it's still available. It's on Vimeo on demand. But if you go to our website, it'll direct you to where you can get that stuff. And if you want to see the episode that we're talking about, it's season 3, episode 7.
I
7.
think so.
It's
Yeah.
7.
But it's a lot. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you see that episode, you're gonna have to backtrack because it's a
You
lot
are.
that lead up to that moment. It's a lot.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
just a heads up. A lot of fantasizing.
um what was it like for you coming on set? Because again, you're coming already into an established situation. You already
Yeah.
people have been there for 2 seasons already, so you're coming in.
Yeah.
You and Jessica, shout out to Jessica.
Yeah.
So you and Jessica, kind of the new kids on the block coming into that situation. So what was it like for you when you came in shooting season 3?
I mean, everybody was cool. You know, no, it wasn't like a situation where, oh, here goes a new guy. You know, it wasn't an egotistical thing. I think everybody was just welcoming, very warm. I know there was a moment where we were in like I forgot where we were, but I know we were in like a setting, like an office, and I was having trouble with my lines. And shout out to Ashley Bagley. Ashley was like, no, just do it like this, be yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
so, you know, me being new to acting, I thought that was so dope because I could have just been easily in there by myself trying to get it together.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody was so helpful. So, I mean, I'm gonna be perfectly honest in saying I believe and I know that we had one of the dopest casts, honestly. Like we really had a crew that was just like, we gonna make this the biggest thing popping. And it was so funny to me because like I had people walking up on me. I had people like social media. It's people I didn't even know. Oh, we got to friend him. We got people. All of them came from Lover's Lane. And
Mm-hmm.
so just to say that, you know, if I even wanted to jump into acting or get my foot wet with it. And that was my moment to get my feet wet was Lover's Lane. And it just it did something different, man. And I was like, and I told somebody the other day when you know we decided to do this, I was like, look, I'll tell you something. The man ever say we about to shoot another one? God, you know, frequent flyer mile. Find this out. But it was dope. It was dope. Like the whole thing, the season 3, season 4, it was just dope, man. Like I always had a good time. I never felt like, you know, things was out of sorts or I never felt like, you know, I didn't belong. It was a family. It really
Mhm.
was. It was a family situation. It was dope. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I want to talk about real quick though, because when you doing independent stuff,
Mhm.
you know the grind is real. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We not on these Hollywood lots. We not, you know, we ain't doing all the 5-star stuff. I remember we actually slept at my godbrother's house, and we all was in that. We was
Man,
all in that room.
man,
It was me, you, Kevin, and Nelson. Was it somebody else? Was that it?
man.
That was it. Okay, yeah, it was
Yeah.
us. It was us,
It
and
was yeah.
I barely slept because I was trying to get ready for the next day. I had the stuff. I was
Yeah.
doing everything, but and I remember I
Yeah.
think did y'all start doing sit-ups and push-ups or something like that?
I'm talking about in the middle of the night too, for no
Yeah,
reason.
right.
Just yeah, but then we didn't really even sleep. Like by the time we got to sleep, I think most of us was was looking at the time like, so when you shooting? What time you shooting? And I'm like, well, I'm gonna be up all night. I ain't gotta shoot till 12. I'm good. So we was doing it. But yeah, push-ups came up. We was doing, I think somebody was start doing some sit-ups or something. And and we just was cracking jokes. And by the time we fell asleep, man, I think like at one point, I think Kevin kind of just passed out. Kevin got tired of us. Kevin was like, "Man, I'm going to sleep." I don't know if Kevin had to shoot early or what, but I know Kevin was like, "All right, y'all, good night." And passed out. Yeah, yeah. We was all in that room, man. God, oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure was.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
When I tell
man.
y'all, when I tell y'all the grind is real, but that's that's the thing I really appreciate about y'all. Y'all thugged it out. And y'all didn't
We
have
did.
to. You didn't have to, and I definitely appreciate y'all for sure for hanging in there and bringing the vision to life. I definitely 1000% appreciate y'all for sure.
Oh man, no problem. Too
Yeah,
easy.
definitely. So I want to talk about, okay, again, Curtis. What's your take on Curtis? Like what does GL think about Curtis?
Man, and let me tell y'all what Carlton did. Carlton was really strategic in this whole thing. And I'm leading into what I believe Curtis was, because Carlton never really said, "This is what your character is." He never said that. He never said that. It's just when we got the scripts, we were like, wait a minute. So he used to do what? Okay, so in about season either 4 or 5, it was told to me via the script that Curtis and his brother was dope dealers at one point. I didn't know that. So I didn't know he would literally, if you look back at the show, and this is my take, Curtis is literally Ghost, honestly. And
Mm.
he's a whole heathen. Like my wife was literally Tasha, and well, that was her name. And
Yep,
and
yep.
and Shay was Angela
Mm,
from Power.
mm,
So, and there was an interaction between me and what was the guy? Joseph. He was
mm.
playing my brother.
Right.
And we had this moment where, like, face to face, it was like a Ghost and Tommy thing. So Curtis to me was presented first, very smooth dude. You know, he has an exterior that says, okay, I'm professional, I'm very charismatic. But as the season goes on, you realize this dude is a whole heathen. Like he's a thug. Like he plays zero games because his brother and his wife end up having sex, and this dude brings the gun out and was
Yes.
like, "Nah, don't stop until I say stop."
That's one of my favorite scenes. That is one of my favorite scenes. Ah, that's one of my favorite scenes.
And what's crazy was you didn't write it like that. You did not write it like that. I just grabbed the gun, came in, I said, "Nah, don't stop, don't stop till I say stop." And it was just like, you know, Curtis is something different. Curtis for that show was, I think just problematic in a way.
Mm,
Not only for uh Kevin and Shay's marriage, but for my marriage as well, because my
mm.
wife was on some extra stuff too.
Right.
But very charismatic, very smooth, but cunning
Yeah.
and a thug.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And back to that scene, like I said, yeah, it was written, but you added some stank on it.
Oh yeah. Oh
That's what
yeah.
it was. Yeah, there was,
Oh
because
yeah.
it definitely was written for you to tell them to continue to go on, but it was like you just add that extra
Oh,
MF
oh yeah.
or whatever you
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
It was a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
extra, but to me, it was their reaction that made that sold it. It was
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Joseph and Jessica's reaction to you that sold that entire scene, and
It
that's one of
was.
my favorite scenes. And it was, and how
Yeah.
they continue, but it was so scared the fact to continue, and you was like, yeah, and you just like was, and it was crazy because it's like this dude is really watching his brother and his wife have sex.
Yeah. And so to be in that, and even if it's not a character and it's in real life, to have that type of mindset is like, most people look like, no, both of y'all got to go, "Wow, wow." But he's like, nah, y'all gonna finish right now, and y'all not gonna stop till I say stop. And they in there trying to have sex. Like, oh, about to on the verge of crying and still trying to get it in. But it's just what I came up with in the fly when I went to go grab that gun. I was like, I'm gonna do it like this.
I love it. I 100% love it. Now, GL, you and like I said, it's just the amazing actors that you all are. You have amazing chemistry with both Jessica and Shay. Like I feel
Mm-hmm.
like Curtis could go either way.
Yeah.
Who does GL think Curtis should have ended up with? Cynthia
Ooh,
or Tasha?
man. Hmm. If I gotta think about it in a way where it's twofold though, because Tasha was the one that was with everything.
Mm-hmm.
She knew about, being a thug and a drug dealer and just everything. And so she was with it, but she had an evil side too. And
Mm-hmm.
Curtis was tired of that, right? So in the long run, if I had to choose, I would say Cynthia because I think it's what Curtis needed. I think he needed a speed bump. I think he needed to slow down, and Tasha wasn't ready to slow down.
Mm.
She wanted to keep going. And then she got caught, sleeping with dude brother. So I think it would. I think honestly, if if the story would have kept going, I believe Curtis would have ended up with Cynthia. I don't know what was going to happen to Malachi. You know what I'm saying? I might have had to take care of him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But honestly believe the best thing for Curtis, I believe, would have been Cynthia because she would have, slowed him down, talked him out of some things. And it's a life he didn't want to live anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But Jessica always, when I just Tasha always seemed to make him act in that way, which wasn't good for him. So, Cynthia. That's how I see it.
Did you think okay? Because originally season four, for mom and me in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
season four was the end. Like season four was the end of Lovers Lane for me in my mind.
Okay.
But we actually shot that extra scene with Kevin and Shay when they got hit by the car. I shot it.
Yeah.
I had shout out to Michael Bowie. I had him shoot it for me as a just in case. I was like,
Yeah.
we might come back for season five. I'm not sure. I don't know. In my mind, I was like, season
Yeah.
four, we're done. So
Yeah.
when we wrapped up season four, we showed that she was pregnant, and it was it's
Yeah.
Malachi's baby. And but the crazy thing was everybody kept saying, that is not Malachi's baby, that is Curtis's baby. And I
Who
was
said
like,
that?
it was the world. But did you because again we ended up doing season five, did you think that Curtis was going to be the father of the child? Or you just like Curtis just gonna keep doing this thing with Tasha?
Woo. I honestly believe that if it was revealed that I probably was that baby baby.
Oh, you were.
It probably was.
You were.
Yeah. See, I'm doing.
You were.
Doing.
Yeah, it's in the show.
That's,
You shot GL, you shot the scene, bro.
that's
We came up,
right.
we came up to DC to shoot.
That's right. Because I had to choke somebody out. That's right. I remember I
You,
had to
you
choke
probably
somebody.
you probably don't you probably don't really recall because you weren't a regular. You was guest starring then.
Yeah, at the time.
So
Because I was living in Washington at the time when y'all
yeah,
were doing everything.
yeah.
Yep.
It was a lot. It was
So
a
yeah.
lot of. It was a lot of. Me and Felicia talked about this because season
Yeah.
five and season six uh went through a lot of changes. So what y'all saw is a lot. The scripts weren't really like that originally. So some things that happened. I want an insider. If people watch, I know people like the club scene where everybody was at the club. Curtis was definitely supposed to be in that scene, but we had some scheduling things, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, Gio couldn't make it. Unfortunately, so we
Yeah,
had to we had to
man.
we had to change some stuff up.
It's that army thing, man.
Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's all good. I think
Yeah.
it all worked out because me and Jessica ended up driving up, and cause we could not do we couldn't because again in my mind season four was over, but then I was like, all right, we're gonna bring it back to season five. In my mind, we could not have done that without Curtis. Like it just didn't
Yeah.
make any sense to me. But
Yeah.
you know, I was like, we gotta figure it out. So me and Jessica was like, all right, we're gonna come up there to you and we're gonna shoot
Yeah.
this thing. And
Yeah, man. It was and that was when y'all came to me in Virginia, we knocked it out. But bro, like after in that time frame, I was trying to figure out a way to stay on the East Coast because they was talking about sending me to Washington State, and I was like, "Come on, man, y'all, man, gotta send me." We even broke it down financially. If y'all
mm-hmm,
send me, y'all gonna spend a whole bunch of money, and I'm about to retire.
right,
Then people sent me anyway, and I was just like, "Yeah,
yeah, but it's all good. It's all good.
yeah,
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 it's all
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah."
So I
Now,
want to
I
talk.
will say this.
Go
I
ahead. Go
will
ahead.
say this.
Go ahead.
And I know you're taking a break, brother. I get it.
Did you say break or do you say you retired? I
I
feel like
said break.
I feel like I said retired.
You're saying I'm gonna say break
I said the
because
R word.
because this
Retired.
because this next thing I'm gonna say,
Oh gosh.
uh,
Here we go.
yeah, yeah. So I'll be perfectly honest in saying that I believe that the world deserves, a Cunningham backstory, or even the Cunningham brothers doing something. You know what I'm saying? I think that that would have been a dope spinoff to explain, how the Cunningham brothers became who they are, and how Tasha, aka Jessica, ended up with Curtis, and why the brother went to jail, and the things they used to do together. And I'm looking up because I don't want to look you directly in your face while I'm saying all this.
I
But I
was wondering why you. I
mean,
was wondering why you was looking up. I said, "Why are you
yeah, I
looking?"
want to look you in your
You
face
know what I'm
and
saying?
say,
Why are you looking in
man,
the sky? All right, yeah, let's get into that because I did have this
yeah.
conversation with Felicia. Me and Felicia talked about this on her VPN chat. So,
Okay.
um, originally, from my understanding, you all had a conversation about doing a prequel. Not you, but
Okay.
it was a conversation that
Okay.
was
Yeah.
had. It was a
Yeah.
conversation that was had on the set while we were filming. It was like it would be a good idea, dope, to see what the prequel of, basically what you just said, the prequel
Yeah.
of whatever. And I had a meeting with this person, and I was like, okay, so I said it's a good idea, but you know that these actors can't play their younger selves. No shade, but it's like y'all look like full-fledged adults. So I said, and I know these actors are gonna want to be in it. So I was like, they won't be able to play their younger selves, but I was like, I feel like a sequel would be a better idea, or a spinoff would be a better idea versus trying to do a
Mhm.
prequel of that. So yeah,
Okay.
so that's how that conversation went with that particular person. And so then I remember having a conversation with Jessica.
Mhm.
I think me and you had a conversation about it. Um,
Mhm.
and so I feel like we were moving in the for me in my mind, if
Yeah.
you were if we would have went by the original scripts of season 5,
Mhm.
that's the direction that I would have went as far as giving y'all a spinoff. As
Okay.
far as the Cunninghams, because for people, if you haven't seen Lovers Lane, I don't know where you've been, but here we go. Here we go.
Real.
But with Lovers Lane at season 6, with the end of season 5, Tasha makes a phone call, and
Mhm.
there's a split screen between Curtis, Joshua's character, and the mayor. And basically, she's like, "I'm pregnant," and so that was the whole cliffhanger. So then in season 6, we reveal that Curtis's phone call is actually from his other brother, Scott. And Scott
Mhm.
is actually the guy that was at the club that Shay was dancing with, but nobody really knew who he was
Mhm.
except Jessica. We did all that in season 6. Go back and watch it. I'm not about to break
Mhm.
all that. I'm not about to break all that down. Go back. So the phone, but I will say talk about the phone call. The phone call basically Scott says to Curtis that y'all's father had passed, and now it's time
Mhm.
for you to take your spot in the throne, which means that Curtis has to go back home and run the whatever illegal thing they got going on wherever they from. So with that said, I will say that we did set it up for a possibility back then when I was doing that. When I was doing that back then, we did set it up for a Cunningham spinoff because also because Jessica, she wasn't a full cast member on season 6 because she was working on some other stuff too, so she was just a special guest star. But uh, to the world, Tasha is dead, but she faked her death. Scott ended up actually helping her fake her death, and it was also revealed that Scott is the father of her baby. So, therefore,
nasty activity.
so Tasha basically had sex with all 3 brothers.
Nasty work.
But she a G though. She a G. She a G. Tasha's a G, bro. Tasha a G,
Tasha,
bro.
let me tell you something. I got another chokehold for Tasha if we
Oh
do something
Lord.
again. Tell you
Oh
that.
Lord. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Yo,
But
listen, I understand you use the R word. I'm not even gonna say it. Use the R word, but I'm telling you, look,
I'm listening.
Cunningham spinoff. You talking about? Think about this. And y'all, I don't know if y'all gonna help me in the comments or whatever y'all gonna do, but listen to this. You got what I like to call 3 the hard way. You got me, Joseph, and Rob. The what? And I'm sitting on the throne, and the world is my oyster. Brother, I'm just saying, I'm telling you, you gonna get a lot of comments either about you coming out of that R word, or they definitely gonna want to see that scene. But just think of, I'm not saying it's gotta happen right now. All I'm saying is think about it, sit on it, because just the 3 of us,
and Jessica,
plus Jessica, plus Jessica, Jessica, all 4 of us. Can you imagine what that's gonna look like when I actually find out that this one had a baby with this one, but she also slept with this one, and she's supposed to be my wife?
And she's supposed to, and she's supposed to be dead, and she's not. Because.
Can somebody talk to him, please? I can't talk to you right now because you're saying you the R word. So I got somebody out there. Listen, somebody out there, talk to this man, because I'm telling you, if this is the one more thing that we are asking him to do, I promise you, this is going to be crazy. And I told you I got something for you. You remember that conversation we had I said I was working?
I do.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you like this: I bet you ain't got to write it alone. Because if you can see this, brother, those are scenes for a show.
Yeah, that's a lot. I see, and put that away. I'm about to put it away. I don't want nobody to see it. Put it away.
No. It was, I was.
I know, but just put it away.
So I'm.
I just wanted people to know that the idea was there. It was definitely there. There was definitely supposed to be. There was an idea to do a spinoff for the Cunninghams with the 3 brothers and Jessica, and Tasha, excuse me, and Tasha. So it's out there.
Okay. Don't worry, y'all. I'm a send subliminal messages to him every now and again. We're gonna try to get this thing.
Oh gosh!
I just told the man he ain't got to write it by himself, and he knows I have an actual film.
Who are you talking to?
I can't talk to you. You're the R word, so I'm over here just trying to convince myself.
Oh my gosh, I can't stand you.
Here.
I cannot stand you. I can't stand you.
So,
okay. Oh gosh.
The man knows I got a film degree. He knows that I can write.
That he does. You do. You said that in your initial message. I just reread. You did say that.
So what are we doing? Like, what's happening? Real talk. You ain't even got to say no more. Did all of that to make sure that the people in the comments say, "Oh, go ahead, do what you do."
This has been an amazing chat. This has been amazing. This has
I'm
been
just
amazing.
saying.
Oh man, my stomach hurts. my whole side is, gosh. Okay, let's get into
Yeah.
something else real quick.
Okay.
I want to talk
Okay.
about
Okay.
you being a realtor now. You're in real estate.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, how it really came about was I retired from the military.
Mm-hmm.
And in moving from Washington State, and I now live in Texas, um, I got an apartment first, but I knew that within the upcoming 2 to 3 years, I was going to be ready to buy a home. Um, Ended up finding a realtor or a realtor's apprentice at a party.
Mm-hmm.
And it was by happenstance because it just a conversation was had. And it was just like, and then the realtor I had, I felt like he could have done more because he
Mm-hmm.
was trying to hustle from the jump, right? And it was just like I felt like he could have done more, especially now me being a realtor looking at homes that possibly would have wanted to look at, and he stuck to a specific area. That and then the previous thing that I said about being a veteran and not knowing the lay of the land. And so after talking with so many veterans that either I retired with or retired after me, or even before me, I created a survey because everybody was saying the same thing. Everybody was saying they didn't know who to turn to. They didn't know which way to go. They didn't know anybody there. And it caused a number of veterans to be depressed, have anxiety, stressed. And I was like, okay. So I did a survey and 1,500 people said the same thing.
Mm.
Literally said the same thing. And I said that I was going to bridge that gap. So I'm doing something right now for veterans to bridge that gap as far as making sure that they're taken care of when they retire. And most of us retire, we don't stay in the same city. We retire and we move for a better opportunity as far as a career. And so that was my main basis of doing it. And right now, I have a program set up where I'll be going to Fort Hood, well, now Fort Cavazos here in Killeen, Texas. And that's this month it starts. And yeah, man, just, helping those that, or not even helping those, but being for those who I wish, someone would have done for me. And that's the biggest piece of it. So that was, the biggest reason why I'm doing it. And the money. Let's not forget the money, baby. But yeah, that's why. But yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's very honorable of you, and I think that's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah. Nobody's ever called me honorable. I appreciate that. But go ahead. I'm listening.
Hey, receive it.
You call plenty of things, but I think honorable. I think the only time I heard honorable is when I get that honorable discharge when I retired. Ain't nobody ever called me honorable, man. I've done too much in my life.
No, listen, but no, but on some real stuff though. That's the honorable thing that you're doing. Not a lot of people like they just honestly a lot of people think for themselves. They're like, all right, what can I do
Yeah.
for me? But you're actually
Yeah.
doing something. You did something in order to help other people, and that's an
Yes,
honorable
sir.
act. That's
Yeah.
that's
I
awesome, man.
appreciate that. I
Hey, no
appreciate
doubt, no doubt. So, what else do you have going on, man? What else is happening with you?
it. Well, I did. It's two different situations. I did help or was helping one person write a script that they wanted to take and shop to different TV companies, productions, and that person. I can't be more excited and more, uh, I guess, more willing to work on your project than you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna just chill. And then another person, um, was shopping a show Netflix. So for both series, I wrote the funny parts. I did all the funny anecdotes. So everything when they gave me the script, I just looked at it and was like, okay, funny can go here, funny can go here, and I just wrote it in. And so I don't know what the guy's doing with the thing from Netflix, and I definitely don't know what this other guy's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But the one with Netflix, if that thing hits, but hey, I'm looking for that check. But yeah, that's it. You know, I've been literally, I still got my 7 notebooks full of comedy material that I've never used, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Never got on stage with it, and most of it is timeless. I actually can go up on stage tomorrow with some of it and get the laughs that I'm used to. But yeah, right now, man, it's the main focus. Realtor. I'm chilling. But if Carlton by any means says, hey man, we gonna shoot this spinoff, you know, that acting thing is in my back pocket. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? Let me lean in real quick. You know what I'm saying?
The one thing I can always, the one thing I can always expect from you is the laugh. That's just the
Oh yeah.
one thing. The
Oh
one,
yeah. Oh yeah. Even in serious moments, we shooting serious scenes, and I'm in there just cracking people up, man. We got to call cut everything because of me, but it made for a good
yeah,
time, man.
I remember having to tell you to be quiet a couple times because
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, GL, we are definitely filming.
Yeah, no, no. You told me to leave the room a couple times because I wasn't even filming. I was just in the room.
Oh, I gotta ask you about this. I gotta ask you about this. Do
Go
you
ahead.
remember? Do you remember when you messed up my surprise birthday party?
Yeah, talking about Facebook Live. Yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah,
Okay,
everybody.
we gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that. So
Okay.
we filmed I think the weekend after my birthday or whatever, and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just remember, and it was a long night too. I was tired, and I just
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
they kept sending me out to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying
Yeah.
not to cuss. I'm trying not to cuss real bad, but I was like, y'all, they tried to send me out to do stuff, and I was like, what? I was
Yeah.
tired. I was frustrated. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So then I
Yeah.
finally, I think somebody said they left their keys or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And you
That's
went out to the car.
Yeah, it was just a lot going
Mhm.
on, and I think I had to drive back to the location to look. It was a lot going on, and so then I
Yeah.
finally get back, and I go on. I'm on. I said I need to take a second, so I sat in the car and I said let me get on Facebook, and so I see GL's page, and if he says, "All right, y'all, we get ready to surprise the director, surprise the boss." Some of you said, I was like, "Oh, they about to do a surprise birthday party for me. That is so nice." But I said, let me put my acting face on because I don't want to mess up whoever decided to put this together. So I said, let me act. And so I walked in, I had to act surprised, but I already knew about it because of GL.
But you snitched on me.
I'm
I
sorry.
was doing the acting, and then you came in. GL messed up the surprise one on Facebook Live.
Because okay, because okay, so Shay was the one that put it together, right? But Shay knows
Yeah.
me, and so she knew I was lying. She knew I was, so I was like, oh, I guess I gotta. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, I snitched. My bad. I know snitches get stitches. My fault.
It always be your own people. That's why we can't rise as a people. It be stuff like that. It be stuff like that. Now I will tell y'all something.
Okay.
In season 3, we were wrapping up,
Uh-huh.
and it was late. I remember this because I was also filming on Facebook. Um, this was the only one and only time Carlton cursed me out. He
Wait. What?
yeah, it wasn't a real curse out, but it was like one of them quick, So he had lost his keys, and I
Which I do a lot. I lose my keys
and I
all the time.
and I kept saying something about it. He got tired of hearing it, and it was a real quick just. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let me go let him find his keys. I'm gonna go over. Yeah, I was on you about them keys. I was like, hey man, what you lose? You still looking for them keys? Like, he was tired of hearing that. It was late too, and it was you had already wrapped, and we was ready to leave, and you was just like, "I'm not doing this with you, GL." Yeah, but it made for a good time though, man. I had
Oh
a good time.
man.
Always had a good time on set, man.
Yeah, man.
Always.
Yeah, man. I like I
Yeah.
said, man, I truly appreciate you, bro. I definitely like I said,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for that night. I always
Yeah.
talk about how it's amazing how God works things out. I love like divine connections, like I said, because again, we met because you just happened to be on that stage that night, and again,
Yeah.
you said that you was not doing anything else,
Mm-mm.
and I and,
Nope.
and so I just think that's just amazing how that happened, and I'm so
Yeah.
grateful that that happened. Like I said, you are my friend, you are my brother, and I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you. I
Yes,
know we don't
sir.
really talk often, but you know the love is there, bro.
Always, man.
Yeah,
Always. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So with the love being there, I
Yes.
feel like you should really consider this whole, because Jay-Z came out of retirement a couple times.
I
I'm
don't
just saying.
I don't like the manipulation, how you manipulated my love
It's
for
not
you. No,
manipulation. I'm just saying.
how you just manipulated my love speech. You
But
just
if it's all love, right? I mean, I'm just saying. Jay-Z came out of retirement a couple times and hit us with a few bangers. Just saying. Goodbye. You know, just a little bit.
I feel like my last normally what I ask people is is there anything else you want to say? But I feel like if I ask you that, you about to go into this tangent about
No, 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 no. If anything else I would like to say, tell you what I say. Brother, you are talented. You are phenomenal. As we all have called you, the robot, you are gifted. There's a lot of people out there that are talented, but gifted is a different thing. Your pen is crazy. Your craftsmanship, your work, your grind, your hustle. And the thing that sticks out the most is you did this, all of this, everything that's behind you, everything that I was a part of, you did all of this out of the love of the craft. I don't believe it was a whole lot of money involved.
absolutely
And when you so when you get people in their craft, in what they're gifted in, and they can do the very thing that they love the most with what looks like a sense of ease, and it comes out so dope. There's nothing that compares to that because most people start looking for the monetary, benefits. You never did. It was always about the love of the craft. It was always about how can you take this to the next level. It was all about what can I do next. And you say bro, not just from me, but it's a number of people in them shows behind you as well, bro. We all appreciate you. And if at this time I'm giving you your flowers, because I always say, keep killing them out there.
absolutely.
Even when I wasn't a part of the shows, keep killing them out there. I see what you're doing. You deserve your flowers on any given day, bro. I promise you do. Because that's not something that anybody should take lightly, especially when people have been given an opportunity and even a chance to work on their craft in front of your camera.
Hmm.
It's a blessing, bro. So don't ever take what you did lightly or what you about to do lightly. Um, but just really, really understand that, you know, without you, a lot of our faces would not have been seen in that light. We wouldn't have been seen in that way. So you gotta understand what you did and what you're about to do is very, very instrumental and very, very phenomenal for not only me, but for the people that you gave the opportunity to become the characters that you wrote. So we appreciate you.
Thank you, bro.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Man, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Hey,
But
go ahead,
no,
go ahead,
no,
go ahead and let
no,
them things go.
no, 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 no. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
No, no, seriously. No, but really, thank you. I appreciate that, bro.
You're
Seriously,
welcome, brother.
seriously.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, man, this has been great. This has been great. I'm glad that
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to catch up with you, reminisce
Yes,
about
sir.
some things, and
Yes.
yeah, I am going to plan to come see you just to see you.
Me.
I just
When I
want
heard plan, I was like,
nah. This is just gonna be a visit to hang out.
all right, bet. I'll take that. I'll
Thank
take
you.
that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Y'all. Excuse me. I'm gonna let y'all know now. I know GL's gonna text me when we get done with this.
Yeah.
Even if it's not tonight, GL's gonna text me sometime and be like,
Yeah.
You thought about that thing
Yeah.
yet?"
Yeah. 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 Matter of fact, I'm glad you said to think about it. It won't be tonight. I'm a craft. I might use Chat GPT to see if I come up with something creative to make you, you know, come on back over here and stop playing, sir. Stop playing. Give people what they want. Give the people what they want.
All right, y'all. Oh man, this has been great, y'all. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to VPN Chat. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.